You didn't mention Justin Fields, and I want to ask you this last question before we let you go and get on your way. Why hasn't he been in the mix? He has all those things you talked about, a very high ceiling. He's played an incredible schedule over the last 2 years in one of the highest universities you can imagine in terms of competition. Never lost a Big Ten football game. Why has he continued to slide, and why isn't he a reasonable answer for the 49ers at 3?
I would say, Ryan, it's too soon to say that Justin Fields is going to slide. There are a lot of people, particularly coaches, who love Justin Fields. We all know what the questions were going into the process. It was about processing because he's coming from an Ohio State offense that limits what the quarterback has to read. It raised some questions on tape, but everyone at Ohio State vouches for him. The coaches I've talked to who have spent time with Justin Fields say, yeah, he hasn't been asked to do certain things, but do I think he can do it? Yes. It was also about some of the early things you heard from a leadership perspective, going back to 2019, when he transferred from Georgia, didn't really get to know his teammates all that well, was just solely focused on winning the job. But the word on that improved out of the school in 2020, that he did step forward in a leadership role. He got praised for starting the petition to bring back fall football in the Big Ten. And we've obviously seen him take some big shots like he did against Clemson, things that would wipe out some other guys, come back in and play well. You like all those traits with Justin Fields. So the way that I have broken this down from the beginning, and Ryan, I will be honest with you, I haven't watched one lick of tape outside of the highlights I see on NFL Network. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm not a scout. I'm not a former quarterback. I just know what people in the league think. And the way that the consensus breaks down within the league, and this was before the process, as well as now that we're right at the end of the process with the draft beginning tonight. It was Trevor Lawrence 1, Zach Wilson a close 2. Then you had a group of 3 quarterbacks in Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones, who are going to be ranked differently by every team. I guarantee you there are teams that have Justin Fields as the number 3 quarterback, if not higher than that, on their board. Consensus, Lawrence 1, Wilson 2. Those 3 guys are the next 3 in some order. But there's going to be variance just like there is in that next group with the day 2 quarterbacks of Kellen Mond, Davis Mills, and Kyle Trask. Those 3 are going to be ranked differently on every different board. And that's the beauty of the draft. It's about fit. It's about whether you bet on the intangibles. It's about, obviously, the physical traits that are going to jump out with some of these guys more than others. And Mac Jones is not going to look as good with his shirt off as Trey Lance and Justin Fields. That is just the fact of the matter. But he brings other things to the table. And if he ends up being the 49ers pick at number 3, it's because when Kyle Shanahan looks at him and he is in full control in San Francisco, it's the processing, it's the accuracy, it's his belief that that's the best guy who gives him the best chance to have a great deal of success in San Francisco.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.